Hi guys, it's Ellen, and today I have a new junk journal spread to share with you, and I'm using the brand new collection from Tincika Designs, Good Morning Coffee Lover, this is called, and I'm absolutely in love with this. I've been so excited to use it. So as always, her Etsy shop will be linked below, so you can find details on this collection there. So for this spread, I am journaling about being in lockdown. I've taken a lot of pictures and things of stuff we've been doing to keep ourselves busy, and I thought I would dedicate a signature in my junk journal to that, because in a few months or a few years we'll look back on this and kind of forget that it ever happened. So I thought it would be really interesting to journal about how I was feeling in the moment and what we did to entertain ourselves and things like that. I have some of the government letters and a leaflet about staying at home and stuff, so I wanted to use that. So I wanted to create sort of a cover page for my lockdown section in my journal, so that's what I'm doing here. So I've got that coronavirus, stay at home, protect the NHS, save lives piece, and then that's going to go on the top half of my page, and then on the second half I'm creating a cluster here. So I've got a really old comic book paper, and I've collaged a doily onto the top of that, and then I've used one of the journal cards from the Coffee Lover collection, and then I'm going to use these Elle Studio green acetate alpha stickers to write down lockdown story, and then I've just sewn that through to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And this is going to go on the bottom half of the page, as you can see here. So I need to trim down that leaflet part a bit more, and I trimmed it down slightly smaller than the page, so I'm just adding some washi tape to go behind it to add a little bit of interest, and then I will assemble my title page. So that's my title page all done. I'm just going to add a sort of label piece from the Coffee Lover collection to the top of that leaflet, just to tie everything in and just to add a bit more interest, because it's very white and plain at the top. So yeah, I've cut out one of the labels. You'll also see me inking around the edges of a lot of stuff. I just used Tim Holtz Vintage Photo for that. And I'm just sticking that label wonky at the top of the page. It just looks more vintage and everything. And then I'll start working on the next couple of pages. So I wanted to do quite a bit of journaling, so I'm going to use the left side of my page mainly as my journal spot. And I also wanted to add in this letter from Downing Street, so I've just trimmed that down slightly because it was pretty big. And then I'm going to use one of the pockets from the Coffee Lover collection to add that letter into, and then I'll pop my journaling behind it. So I'm going to cut out that pocket piece from the Tincika Designs collection, and what I love about these is she includes the little tabs, so it's really easy to create your pocket. You just cut it all out and then fold over those lighter coloured tabs, and it gives you more room in your pocket because you're not wasting space with the double-sided tape or anything. As I said, I wanted to add journaling on the left hand page, so I thought I would add some lead ledger paper because it's just a nice thing to write on top of, and it would be really clear everything I was saying. So yeah, I'm going to add ledger paper to the entire left-hand page. I've added some various washi tapes just as a bit of design, and then I've added a number 1, and I'm just going to write week on the side. So week 1 is what I'm talking about, and I'm also going to add the date. I think I chose the date of when lockdown officially started, which I think was the 23rd of March for the UK. And then I'm going to assemble the pocket from the Tincika designs, and I stuck it down with the envelope with the letter inside so that I knew it would fit nicely. Again, inking around the edges of all of my ephemera pieces and this entire page with vintage photo. I'll then add everybody got a text message from the government when we went into lockdown, so I printed that out, and I'm going to add that on my page as well with some more washi tape behind it, and then I'll add my journaling onto this page as well. So I can start working on the right hand side now. I'm just going to add some photos from our first week of lockdown. We mostly spent the time outside because it was really nice weather, so I'm going to journal about that for a bit. So I've got 2 photos here of my mum and my brother in the garden. They've been doing lots of work on the garden while we've been stuck at home, so that's been one good thing that's come from this. And with this Corona lockdown journal that I'm creating here, I want to remember the positives from it. I want to try and see the positive side of being at home, so getting things done in the garden that really needed doing and stuff like that. It's a positive outlook on it rather than being sad that we can't do all the things we would normally do. So I've got my 2 photos sort of clustered together, and then I've got these gorgeous lace stickers. I got these from AliExpress, and they're clear, and you can't see them overly well on video, but they look really pretty, and they just add a vintage touch to the page without being sort of overpowering. I added a small label sticker above my photos to talk about being in the garden and stuff, and then I've taken another one of the journaling cards from the Coffee Lover collection, and I'm going to collage that with I'm going to sort of cluster that with a picture of Oski on the bottom. Again, Oscar is absolutely loving having us all at home, so I thought I would write about that as well. So onto my next page. Somebody had written a long post on Facebook as I think they did it as something to look back on, so when you get like your Facebook memories, it would be a reminder of everything that happened, and it's just explaining about what's happened really with in the UK with all the schools being closed, most people being off work and things like that. So I printed that off, and I'm just going to add that as is to the right hand page there. I didn't want to do anything to it really. I just wanted to add it so it's nice and clear, so I can go back and read it in a few years. Like I said, it'll be really interesting to look back on, and we might forget about some of the things that were written down. And then on the page opposite that, it's quite a fragile page. It's a really old vintage book, so I've added some washi tape near the spine just to try and sort of reinforce that page a little bit more. And then I've got some more Oski photos, so I'm just going to add them to the page with some more pieces from the Tincika Designs collection. So I'm adding one of the small label pieces from this collection, and I'm adding a Elle Studio title piece that just says adorable, and then I wanted to balance that out a bit more, so I'm adding the EXO piece to the rest of the page, and that's my page all finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you very much for being here. Bye guys!